So this is a video by Traplo Ross. Let me just double check. Yeah, this is a video by Traplo Clips and Trap More Ross. And the title of the video is How NBA Youngboy was involved with 2 murders in 1 year. So before the video even starts, I just want to speak a bit on involving yourself with murders, glorifying murders and violence and things of that nature. To me, that all doesn't make sense, because if you're committing murders just to make a name for yourself, you are dumb. If it was in self-defense, then I can understand your life was at risk, your life was in danger, and you responded accordingly. But if you're going around killing people just to make a name for yourself, then you are stupid MF to me. But let's play this video and see what it says.
The sad truth is that while G-Money had been a direct threat to the budding Never Broke Again empire, some of those who lost their lives appear to have simply been in the wrong place at the wrong time. The next body is one of the most debated when it comes to the alleged murders that Youngboy has been connected to. On October the 26th, 2017, 19-year-old Ernisha Barnes was sitting in a park.
There's another thing that doesn't make sense to me. You call yourself a man, you are male, but you're going and you're murdering a female, allegedly murdering females.
Car outside of a deli when she became caught in an altercation that would escalate into gunfire. Shots were fired from another vehicle, striking her multiple times, and she would later die from her injuries at the hospital.
We also have now learned the identity and the name of that 19-year-old woman. Police tell us that it was about 10:15 last night when an unknown suspect in a red Chevy Trailblazer fired several shots into a car with 19-year-old Ernisha Barnes sitting in the passenger seat. It happened near Gus Young and 48th Street. We're told that Barnes was actually taken to a local hospital where she later died.
Youngboy's fans would later draw connections between several of his lyrics and Ernisha Barnes' death, most notably a leaked track titled Money Man, which featured Youngboy describing a shooting where someone targeted a man named Hammer, but instead ended up striking his girlfriend. Allegedly, this was in retaliation for someone called Monkey shooting up Youngboy's grandmother's home. According to Reddit rumors, these lyrics reference Youngboy's beef with a gang known as TMH, or Too Many Hitters, and particularly 2 of their main members, named Hammer and Monkey, the latter being better known as the rapper TMH 32 Shots, who's also been affiliated with Youngboy's main rivals, the TBG crew. Ernisha, or simply Nisha as she was known, was allegedly Hammer's girlfriend, who had then supposedly gotten shot by Youngboy or someone close to him as a revenge for Monkey first shooting up Youngboy's grandmother's house. With Ernisha...
Now, if your problem was with Monkey, why didn't you directly go and shoot Monkey instead of going and shooting a female that most likely has nothing to do with whatever you all got going on, whatever shooting that happened? Even if she was involved in the background, your target was a male, so why didn't you go and shoot the male instead of shooting and killing a female? And then afterwards you still want to rap about it in your music, making reference to it, self-snitching.
Actually getting the nickname Hammer Girl on Reddit, where many posts have been made demanding justice for her. However, Monkey would deny having ever shot Youngboy's grandmother's house years later in his song FAN. In another leaked song, Youngboy would even seemingly mention Ernisha by name, using her nickname Nisha, while rapping how she had a baby but got killed in front of a corner store. While in yet another leaked song, he seemingly implied trying to kill his enemy but ending up killing his girlfriend.
And I was just thinking now, that's most likely the reason these people are always high. They have to be on some sort of pills, Parkinson's, lean. You notice most of the time these people that have allegedly killed people, killed a lot of people, done a lot of bad things, most of the time you'll find that these people are always, they have to be high because their conscience, they've got a guilty conscience. So in order to cope, they're high all the time.
Before calling himself the Murder Man. Youngboy continued to reference that same theme of accidentally shooting someone's girl for years to come. He would rap chilling lyrics on the 2023 song I Heard that someone got swerved on with their girl, she got hit, and he heard her take her last breaths. But despite fan theories that Youngboy, or at least someone close to him, was responsible for this tragic murder, in actuality, already in October 2017, 2 people had been arrested in relation to the incident. 27-year-old Donnie Spencer, who was charged with first-degree murder for allegedly killing Ernisha in a drive-by shooting, and 30-year-old Ashley Taylor, who was charged with attempted second-degree murder and illegal use of a weapon for apparently shooting at another woman in the same spot just minutes before the fatal shooting that killed Ernisha.
Scotty Hunter tonight with the key thing that helped police make a very quick arrest. The man accused of carrying out this year's record-breaking murder in Baton Rouge, 27-year-old Donnie Spencer, is behind bars tonight. As he was loaded off the prison, he had nothing to say except one thing.
Innocent.
Spencer's charged with first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder after allegedly gunning down 19-year-old mother Ernisha Barnes last Thursday.
Yeah, just sorry for pausing and going back. But judging from this picture, Lord,
Spencer,
look at this picture. To me, it looks slow as a motherfucker.
charged with first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder after allegedly gunning down 19-year-old mother Ernisha Barnes last Thursday in a drive-by shooting on Gus Young at 48. His information put out on Friday. Roughly 72 hours later, he was picked up today by the U.S. Marshals Task Force.
Although Spencer had first claimed to be innocent, he would eventually plead guilty to manslaughter in 2019, and he was sentenced to 22 years in prison. But even
Yeah, that's the thing I wanted to say. So just looking at his picture, you can see he's the type of person, most likely, he did it, and then thereafter, first he said he's innocent. Afterwards, he changed his statement and said he's guilty, and thus got sentenced.
And this wouldn't convince some fans who would still keep claiming that Spencer had simply taken the charge for Youngboy and believing his earlier claims of innocence as validating this theory. While this more far-fetched and far-removed murder seems highly unlikely to be truly connected to Youngboy directly, the next murder would echo the hit on G Money, as another prominent TBG member with rumored bodies of his own against NBA would unfortunately go out the very same way. One person that played an instrumental role in NBA Youngboy's early career was Big Dump, aka Desmond Hardnett. Big Dump had reportedly worked for Youngboy as an agent or manager, and simply working for Youngboy had undoubtedly made Big Dump a target in Baton Rouge, but later lyrics from Youngboy himself would reveal that there might have also been other reasons. For example, on the 2022 track Doctor, Youngboy threatens to shoot up a car, just like Dump would do, something that he reiterates on the 2025 track 86 Prayers. These lyrics seem to imply that Dump wasn't just a businessman, but also somebody that had a reputation in the streets and had personally participated in shootings, making him a target on multiple fronts. Combine that with the rumors that he was the one who had put the bounty on G Money's head, and it's clear that TBG members would have wanted to take his life too. On May the 4th, 2018, at around 6 p.m, Baton Rouge police would respond to a drive-by style shooting on the 2200 block of Nairn Drive. According to news reports, Big Dump had been chatting with family and friends in his old neighborhood when someone pulled up in a vehicle and fired several shots, killing Dump and injuring the woman standing near him, while 5 or 6 witnesses watched on in shock.
Baton Rouge police say 29-year-old Desmond Hardnett died last night from his injuries. Police say Hardnett and a 32-year-old woman were both shot during a drive-by shooting yesterday afternoon. That happened near the corner of Nairn and Baywell. We're told the woman's injuries are not expected to be life-threatening.
Unfortunately, like many of the murders in Louisiana, Dump's murder was never officially solved, although Youngboy's main rivals TBG would heavily imply being behind the hit. Just 2 months after Big Dump's murder,
I just wanted to say to Pink, they said Big Dump's murder was never solved. And the reason most likely for that is he was a known shooter, he was known for doing wrong things. The police knew him, the community knew him. That's why most likely they didn't even go and investigate him. The law enforcement and the community already know that he was a problem maker or allegedly was a problem maker. That's why they never go and investigate anything. For them to see he had passed away, that was just, in inverted commas, one less headache for them. So don't be surprised, people that are known shooters, known for violence and things of that nature, when they do pass away or when negative things do happen to them, most of the time, they won't be investigated. Their murder will happen, their death will happen, they'll pass away, and that's where it will end.
2 of TBG's biggest remaining rap stars, Fredo Bang and Boulevard Quick, would release a song called Body Bag, where Fredo opens up by rapping how they pull up on an op and dump the whole clip, before interestingly mentioning putting someone's friend in a grave because they...
Even the statement that they've just made now, dump the whole clip. Notice the wordplay on the word dump. Big dump and dump the whole clip.
dropped some knots, which could indeed refer to the rumor that G Money had a $100,000 bounty on his head put up by Big Dump before the murder went down, and they would go on to brag how they had caught someone right outside the house, the exact circumstances of Dump's murder. Boulevard Quick would again go after Youngboy in his camp a month later on his song called And One, opening up the track by telling his ops to keep his friend's name out their mouth, likely meaning G Money, and telling them to go and dig their partner up likely referring to Dump, while later rapping that he heard people are looking for him because someone lost his soul before throwing a Dump ad-lib there for good measure, just to make it extra clear exactly who he was talking about. But Quick would also hilariously give himself an alibi, rapping how he went to the movies and then went to see a girl while Dump's murder was taking place. And in both music videos, once again, a Chucky doll could also be seen, which at this point had become a way for TBG rappers to cryptically troll Youngboy ever since that G-Money industry music video. And just like G-Money, Boulevard Quick would also boast in several songs how he had heard around town that killers were looking for him, but he wasn't scared and still sliding, even ending his August 2018 music video for the song Never Lackin' by seemingly daring Young.
If you know that people are looking for you, killers are looking for you, they wanna kill you or they wanna harm you, why are you still remaining in the same town or city? Why are you still posting about it? Why are you still talking about it? Why you don't move to another area where you're relatively safe or you know you're safe instead of staying there and waiting for something to happen to you? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't care who you are, what you've done, where you come from. If that bullet comes in your direction, it hits you, couple of them hit you, you're most likely going to die. Nobody's bulletproof no matter what you've done in the past. So sometimes it's better to use your brain. You know your life's in danger, move to another city or town.
Youngboy and his crew to try and catch him.
Yeah. That shot that make me mama. Pull up. Sit back. Come out and chill. You know, TBG Gorilla Gang. Long live G Money. I'ma talk my shit.
Look at the way he's talking. He got no bulletproof vest on. He got no securities around him. Nobody's armed around him. But he wants to tell people pull up. And then when you get shot, you die. And then you wonder why.
I don't have behind money. Because I ain't got that much. So I'm in the field. You can't be, money must be counterfeit. You drop the bag while I'm still breathing. I got breath in my bag. Fake it or pull up.
But the last straw was when Youngboy's mother, Sharonda, would participate in this beef personally, causing Boulevard Quick to respond with a vulgar and unfiltered rant.
Fredo Bang and Quick wants to get Youngboy. Fredo Bang and Boulevard Slow.
Yeah, this is something so I don't agree with. This is supposedly or allegedly or is NBA Youngboy's mother. Why is she involving herself in things that don't have anything to do with her? You are female and you're old. Don't involve yourself in street politics. I know your son's involved, but sometimes it's better to keep your opinions to yourself. Because even now what you're doing, you're posting on, looks like Instagram Live or some kind of stream, you're also endangering yourself.
You look like a man, though. You look like a punk. Talking about me, I ain't frail. I speak on everything. Boy, that mom. Play with me first.
This would cause Youngboy himself to respond too. YB would warn Quick that this internet beef would end with him having the last laugh, saying that his ops are going to either die, go broke, or go to jail.
This internet stank alone. I hope y'all stupid mother know that. It's either you gonna die, you ain't gonna be a bum, or you gonna be successful, or you gonna go to jail.
Then, on November the 26th, 2018, about 6 months after the murder of Big Dump, the Baton Rouge police would respond to Lakeside Villa Apartments just after 12:30 a.m. There, they would find 25-year-old Ashton Wells, aka Boulevard Quick, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, and he would be pronounced dead at the scene soon after. Although the news reports would acknowledge that Boulevard Quick was already the second TBG rapper killed in recent years, the authorities had no suspect or motive. Interestingly, some people who followed a subreddit about Baton Rouge culture, not necessarily its gang culture, but the city at large, would even be aware of Boulevard Quick's disrespectful attitude and murderous tendencies, showing even that everyday people living in the city would too be celebrating his death. But Boulevard Quick's death was followed by numerous occasions of Youngboy and his NBA 4K Trey affiliates dissing him and seemingly implying that they had been directly responsible for the murder. The day after Quick died, Youngboy would appear on an IG Live while being in noticeably good spirits. He would rap lyrics from his upcoming track, My Mama Say, an interesting name for a song, given that his mother had just been exchanging words with Quick, rapping that people keep talking about touching him, but they're the ones who keep ending up dead. The full song would drop the following month on Youngboy's new project titled Realer, which included numerous lyrics that seem to imply that Youngboy has people killed and is planning to use his newfound rap game riches to pay his shooters to keep killing people for him. He would rap specifically how he smokes up with his hitmen while plotting the next murder, and that they tell him that all behind Youngboy they will kill people and that he will guarantee their check if they wet their targets. He would rap about the killers around him looking up to him and saying that he has bodies and that he hopes they don't catch up with him. In later songs, there would also be much more obvious references towards Boulevard Quick specifically, like the song Impact, where Youngboy rapped how someone dissed his mother, so he ended up killing them. And famously on the song 1.5, where he raps that his mother had told him to leave Quick dead for speaking on her. Also, other NBA members...
How can you expect the people not to diss your mother when your mother is involving herself in things that she shouldn't be involved in? Why is she involving herself in beefs? Why don't you speak to your mother and tell her not to involve herself, to keep herself safe, and not to say anything? In that way, no one would disrespect your mother, and in that way, you wouldn't have to retaliate upon those people.
Would participate in the dissing, like NBA Big B, who in several songs dissed someone fat who died, clearly referencing Quick, even including a cover art of himself literally smoking on Quick, while also rapping in the song that if there's money on someone's head, he promises to get the job done, strongly implying that he had something to do with Quick's death. Interestingly, this murder being November the 26th, 2018, about a week after fellow Blood rapper 6ix9ine from New York would end up getting indicted by federal prosecutors for his role as a shot caller in the 9 Trey Bloods. Funnily enough, many people on Reddit at the time would speculate that the feds would likely soon be looking into NBA Youngboy too, and speculating that there were 2 known murders and perhaps more unknown ones at this point in time. But despite the rumors and lyrics that seemed to tie the hit to infamous NBA member Big B, rumors would circulate on Reddit that the real killer was a lesser-known affiliate of NBA known as Doody Black, a friend of Youngboy's who was also a rapper himself. Some have suggested that the two might have actually carried out the hit together. YouTuber 3J Knows the Truth would claim to have been told by those in the know that these were the hitters and that Big B was the one who took the shot.
It was allegedly 2 people on the Boulevard Quick hit. Allegedly or whatever, it was Big B and Doody Black. Big B shot or whatever. Boulevard Quick was walking outside, and when he made it to the parking lot, that's when he seen Big B. Quick tried to run. Boulevard Quick tried to run back in the house, and they hit him or whatever. They hit him 2 times in the head. Big B and Doody Black killed Boulevard Quick. That's what somebody close to the situation DM'd me and told me. When Doody Black died, everybody started posting Boulevard Quick. When NBA Big B got shot, everybody started posting Boulevard Quick.
Youngboy would post a picture on FaceTime with Doody Black, and it's rumored that this was only a short time before the murder of Quick. Unfortunately, Doody Black, real name Darian Carter, was gunned down in his car in North Foster Drive in Baton Rouge on June the 11th, 2021, and the police were unable to identify any suspects, with many believing that TBG member Fredo Bang posting a picture with Boulevard Quick right after the murder of Doody Black was confirmation that he was the one responsible. Rumors have since spread that this was a paid hit as retaliation for Boulevard Quick's murder. Youngboy would pay tribute on the leaked 2021 song Northside Legend, calling Doody that very thing and saying RIP. And he even seemed to express remorse over the retaliation that took Doody's life on the song Letter to the North, where he raps about telling his mother to send $10,000 to Doody's mother. Some on Reddit have suggested that there was never retaliation for Doody Black's murder because he wasn't a true member of the NBA crew. But while Youngboy later would use his music to express his pain and regret over the lives lost in the name of protecting the NBA empire, after these 3 murders, Youngboy would begin rapping more and more with pride about his triple body count. At this point in time, Youngboy had already become a well-established and prolific artist in the rap game who was known for his unmatched work ethic, devoted.
If you really have a 3 body count, why, again, I keep saying the same thing over and over, why you want to speak about the negative things that you've done? Why you want to speak about allegedly the people that you've killed? It's like you're asking the law enforcement to come and arrest you and open a case and to sentence you. And in time, the law enforcement has no other option but to do so. Don't think that people are not watching social media, all your posts and all your messages. Stop the self-snitching.
Fan base and his unique and versatile style, which ranged from emotional auto-tune ballads, which his fans described as pain songs, as well as incredibly aggressive anthems designed for sliding on your ops, which his fans would describe as murder songs. And it would be this latter subgenre of murder music where Youngboy would begin to talk more about his infamous body counts. Some of the first songs that mentioned specific numbers were seemingly made around 2019, not long after Youngboy's killers had allegedly caught their 3rd victim, Boulevard Quick. One of these being a song known as All in My Way, which was supposedly recorded sometime in 2019, although it would only be leaked in November 2021. In this song, Youngboy would rap that he has 5 bodies under him, but you have to subtract 2, possibly referring to the 2 attempted murders that he got after his cousin Boozilla's death, or the 2 losses that his own side had suffered Big Dump, and Boozilla. In another song called Murder Man, which was reportedly first played by Youngboy's ex-girlfriend during an IG Live on November the 18th, 2019, Youngboy seems to imply that he has 3 bodies, and that someone who talks shit about him on Instagram is going to be the 4th, with this likely referring to King Von, who had just recently dissed Youngboy in March of that same year, suggesting that he'd been lying in his music.
Youngboy talking about on this song, bro.
What?
You talking crazy on this one.
Oh, yeah?
He ain't even like that.
Oh!
I'm just, nah. Cap. You got cap in your raps.
But more about what happened to Von later. But this was only the beginning, and only 2 years after this number had more than doubled, as he would claim on his King Von diss song Dead Trolls. By 2020, Youngboy was claiming to have racked up 7 bodies. Ironically, the exact same number of bodies that King Von was rumoured to have, indicating that in 2020, there was actually a direct rivalry between the two on who had the most murders, with them actually seeming to be neck and neck in murder counts during this period. But who were these 4 people who Youngboy had allegedly killed in less than a year in order to go from 3 to 7 bodies and catch up with King Von? Well, Youngboy and his 4K Trey's growing affiliations with other gangs in Baton Rouge also brought them several new enemies that would end up supercharging the ongoing war in the city and rise the body count significantly.
Yeah, so that
And the sad truth is that while G-Money had been...
Yeah, so that was a video by Traplo Ross discussing NBA Youngboy's alleged bodies. I don't know how many murders, 7 in total, or it could be more than 7 that are alleged. So I want to say again, rapping about your murders and things you have allegedly done to make yourself sound more street, that's a stupid fucking analogy to apply to your life. Stay away from the street, stop killing and murdering people for no reason, because you kill people, just know that you will be killed or the people that are around you will also be killed. Whatever you do, there's a karmic cycle. Whatever energy you put out, whatever action you take, whatever you do to people, just know that it will happen to you. It might not happen now, it might not happen in the near future, but you or someone around you, something will happen in the same energy that what you have been doing to other people. So whatever you do to people, just know that fucking thing comes back to you.